Everybody, welcome back to the Commute, So Wizard podcast. So with the latest Fast and Furious movie coming out, I was thinking about car movies and how I want to like car movies. There just aren't any new ones worth liking. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and just hate the Fast and Furious movies, or at least say I do and then go and see them anyway because those movies rake in the money. So it got me thinking about entertainment in the 70s and what they were doing in the 70s, and I think the 70s was just way more willing to experiment and try things. First off, they were innovating some of the coolest cars to ever hit the road, and the new versions of cool cars being made in America are just trying to recapture that old nostalgia thing, you know, the Challenger and the Camaro being the biggest two right now. But you have Vanishing Point with the white Challenger, and you have Bullitt with that wide-body Mustang. They're just great, iconic American cars. It was a time and a place that can't really be replicated. And thinking about the cars of the era and then the movies that came out of them, the movies were made basically to be commercials for the cars. I mean, even going into TV with the Dukes of Hazzard, you had the General Lee, which is a very iconic car. Say what you will about the Confederate flag, I'm not getting into politics here, but the General Lee is a car that you see it, you associate it with the Dukes of Hazzard, and that show was a monster hit. So going back to the movies and TV shows and things essentially being made to be advertisement for the cars, and there was kind of a lot of that going on in the 70s and then pushing into the 80s. Burt Reynolds with the Trans Am. When Smokey and the Bandit came out, who didn't want a Trans Am with a giant phoenix on the hood? Everybody wanted it. They even recently tried to recapture that, even though they don't make the Trans Am anymore. Pontiac doesn't exist anymore. But they took the Camaro, made some modifications, and slapped the decal on the hood just to try to capture that audience again. The entertainment industry is a lot of rehashing. I understand that it's hard to come up with new properties all the time. It's just too bad we don't have these iconic, awesome car movies being made with the kind of technology we have now. A little bit more modern is you have Jackie Chan in the 80s and 90s. Jackie Chan is also, or was anyway, a race car driver. He had his own racing team sponsored by Mitsubishi, and he loved it. He made a few movies in China where his concept was, let's have the cars act like my stunt team does. So he would have cars flipping and turning and doing insane stunts that were impossible, but he pulled them off with practical effects and really, really incredible driving. And it was kind of a commercial for the Japanese car. So I'm not really sure I have a concise, clear point on this one. I've just been thinking a lot about how I wish there was some really cool car movies coming out. I mean, they tried with Need for Speed, crap. Fast and Furious franchise is bloated and has overstayed its welcome, and you could easily make the argument that it hasn't been a car movie in a long time. And it's kind of too bad because people in this country still love cars. Despite the climbing gas prices, despite the traffic, despite the ride sharing that's all popular now, we as a country still love our cars. I just wish that the entertainment industry could pay tribute to that without it being a live action cartoon. Like, you could do something cool again. I think the closest we've came was Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof when part of Grindhouse, and that was not one of his better movies. That is a long-winded movie that really gets off the rails for a large portion, but you got that 15-minute chase scene at the end with the hero Challenger, and it's incredible. Well, thanks for taking this ride with me. Be sure to check out SoWizardPodcast.com for reviews, recommendations, merchandise, and more. Also, be sure to listen to the So Wizard Podcast every week, wherever you get your podcasts. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel for some con coverage. It is con season. We'll have a lot more of that coming up, especially in October when we all go to New York Comic Con as press together. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow our audience. And we love hearing feedback, so drop a note in the comments or get a hold of us on social media. You can find all of our accounts after the show and also in the show notes. Thanks.